Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the brand Rogue Lacquer. So today I have their Black Friday releases. I have their Winter Prisms collection, their Holiday Imagineering collection, and their Shift Happens collection. So we have a boatload of things happening on this video. Everything that you see in today's video will be releasing on November 24th. So in the description box, I'll link the Rogue Lacquer site, I'll link their Instagram page, and then I'll link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. So collectively, there are 12 polishes, and let's go ahead and get started. So we are starting off with their Holiday Imagineering collection, and here we have Haunted Holiday. This is described as an eerie flake bomb packed with black metallic flakes, magenta to purple to orange glass flakes, and black and silver reflective glitter. I love it when Rogue does these flaky bombs. They are so perfectly formulated to be opaque in 3 coats, to have a little bit of visible nail line with nice even coverage in 1 to 2 coats, or to use as a topper. So these are always stunning. I always choose to do 2 coats on my naked natural nail. You will definitely want some top coat to finish this off. It can dry pretty textured, and with these reflective glitters, it does take a little bit more scrubbing to remove than most of her other flaky bombs do. So there are 2 coats of Haunted Holiday. Next up here we have Holly Jolly, and this is described as a mistletoe green crelly with magenta, orange to purple glass flakes, and black metallic flakes. This one is so pretty. I love when she did the original Imagineering collection, and this absolutely reminds me of that collection. Formula is excellent. 2 to 3 coats for full coverage. This one is kind of more of a jelly, so if you don't mind visible nail line, it does cover nice and evenly on 2 coats, but if you want 100% opacity, you can always go in for that third. You get a great amount of flakes out, and they do spread out easily, and they do spread out evenly across the nail. This is going to dry with some texture from these larger flakes, but because there's no glitter in here, removal will be easy. So here is that third coat, and I do love the depth that this creates doing 3 coats of this. All of these iridescent flakes really change color between each coat due to it being tinted by the base. So there are 3 coats of Holly Jolly. Up next we have Most Magical Time, and this is described as an enchanting berry-toned crelly with green to blue glass flakes and black metallic flakes. Once again, this is wonderful. So on this first coat, it is a little bit sheer, definitely more opaque than Holly Jolly was, and I did get full coverage in just 2 coats on this one. But it still had that jelly-like effect, that jelly sandwich where you can see through the layers. So if you wanted to layer this one up in a 3rd coat, I do think that would be gorgeous. You will want top coat again to hide some of this texture that these flakes can create, but since it's all flakes, removal will be easy. So there are 2 coats of Most Magical Time. Up next we have Wonderful World of Color. I have a really hard time saying that, but this is described as a captivating rainbow flake bomb packed with an array of color-shifting glass flakes and black metallic flakes. So this is much like Haunted Holiday in that you can build it up to 100% opacity, have a nice even visible nail line going on in 1 to 2 coats, or use this as a more dense flaky topper. The formula is excellent, not too thick, not too thin. It stays right where you put it, and these flakes spread out so nicely across the nail. You are definitely going to want top coat to finish this off. It is going to dry with some pretty intense texture, and removal will be easy. So there are 2 coats of Wonderful World of Color. So up next we have Rose All Day, and this one is their New Year's polish for 2023. It's described as a lustrous metallic rose gold / bronzy gold with light scattered hollow and flakes. This one does cover pretty well here on this first coat. I got full coverage in just 2 coats. It is extremely heavy with this shimmer, so I was really impressed when I found it did not dry with any brush strokes. I do recommend using a top coat on this one. Nothing's going to dry textured, and it does dry relatively glossy all on its own, but it will absolutely up that sparkle effect, and it'll help make your manicure last as long as possible. Nothing dries textured, and removal is easy, so there are 2 coats. So up next we have their doorbuster, and this is available for $6 for only 24 hours. This is called Put a Wreath on It, and it's described as a red, teal, and bright green metallic flake bomb with micro hollow flakes. This is, again, their flaky bomb formula that you can build up to opacity, use as a topper, or layer 1 to 2 to 3 coats. Excellent formula, very smooth, no running, no pulling, no staining, not too thick, not too thin. You'll want top coat to finish this off. It can dry with some texture, and removal will be easy. So there are 2 coats of Put a Wreath on It. So let's move on to their Winter Prisms collection, and we'll start out here with Fire and Ice. I think of everything that I got today, yeah, I think this is my top pick of everything. This is described as a strong, glowing blaze of red shimmer with a crisp, cool-toned marine base and metallic hollow flakes. So in a couple polishes, we are going to see another polish that has this kind of same effect to it, but it's got a greeny shimmer. I can't really pick between the two, but I think I'm leaning more towards this red. Excellent formula, excellent coverage, 2 coats for full opacity, a nice strong shimmer, and there are 2 coats of Fire and Ice. So up next here we have Frost Yourself, and this is described as a frosty purple toned polish with a strong purple glowing shimmer and hollow flakes. I do think that this shimmer and hollow flake combination is something that Rogue does really well alongside her flaky bombs, but I've never had a miss on this formula from her, and I really appreciate that. This one is excellent to work with, very buttery smooth, full coverage in 2 coats. Just like everything else, I do recommend using a top coat, even though this dries pretty glossy on its own and nothing dries textured. It'll help make your manicure last and removal's easy, so there are 2 coats. So here is Snow Business, and this is the other one that I was talking about that really, God, that coppery shifty shimmer in here really is doing it for me. But this is described as a strong golden shimmer with a cool toned marine base and metallic hollow flake. So much like the other one, but the shimmer that's in here makes this one seem a little bit brighter, maybe a little bit snowier. An excellent formula, as to be expected from Rogue. 2 coats for full coverage. Very smooth, very easy application. You'll want that top coat to help make your manicure last, and nothing will dry textured, and removal will be easy, and I should just have that on record for right now. So lastly, from the Winter Prisms collection, here we have Winter is Coming, and this one is described as a strong, glowing, frigid ice blue shimmer with an ocean blue base and hollow flakes. How stunning is this combination? Again, an excellent formula. Everything in here feels so icy and cold and wintry, and I am really here for it. Between this and the Cuticula collection, I'm here for all the winter vibes. These are beautiful formulas to work with. 2 coats for full coverage. Again, you'll want that top coat to finish this off. Nothing's going to dry textured. Removal will be easy. Yada yada, you know what I'm going to say here. And there are 2 coats of Winter is Coming. Alright, and then here we have Sleigh Bells Ring. This is Rogue's contribution to the Shift Happens collection, or collab. This will be available on the Rogue site along with the Cuticula one that we're going to look at next. But Sleigh Bells Ring is described as a festive holly red with a magenta to gold to red shimmer and hollow flakes. To me, on my nails, this one did lean more pink than red, kind of a hot pink, but I do still think it's beautiful. 2 coats for full coverage, almost there on the first coat. It is going to dry a little bit dull, so I do recommend that top coat, and removal will be easy. So there are 2 coats of Sleigh Bells Ring. And then Cuticula's contribution to the Shift Happens duo, which will also be available on the Rogue site, is called Light the Menorah, and this is described as a blue base with an orange to gold to yellow shifting glass flake, blue metallic flakes, blue to purple shifting ultra chrome chameleon flakes, and a silver holographic flake. This one is a little bit on the sheer side, but it does give the polish an opportunity to be built up to add some depth and dimension in this base color, but it didn't really need more than 2 coats in my opinion. Excellent formula, no running, no pulling, no staining, no complaints. I do recommend using a top coat to finish this one off. It is going to dry with some texture because of these larger flakes, but there's no glitter, so removal is easy, and there are 2 coats. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.